What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the top apps that you're going to download when you start a Shopify store, or maybe if you already started one, you're not sure which apps to download. The App Store can be kind of overwhelming because there's just hundreds and thousands of apps that you can download. So today I'm going to go over the top ones to launch a Shopify store. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so we're going to talk about basically the apps that I'm going to be downloading on my store and what I suggest that you download for yours, especially if you're going to be doing print on demand. These work with dropshipping too, but my stores mainly focus on print on demand as well as most of my videos, so that's what I'm going to kind of focus on when I'm going through and thinking about the apps that I want to kind of install in my store. So as you can see, this is my apps page right here. I've only have one app called Printful, so I'm going to go ahead and click visit the Shopify App Store, which is going to bring me over here, bring me to the Shopify App Store homepage. And then the cool thing about this App Store actually is that they recently redid the whole App Store. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but basically it's just much more easier to navigate. The best apps are kind of surfaced to the top, so you can kind of scroll through a little bit easier. I know they redid the whole search feature, so when you're actually searching for what you're trying to find, you know, the right stuff pops up and not just a bunch of random apps that are useless for you. And then they've broken it down by categories. So if you're trying to focus on marketing or design, trust and security, they have different collections now where you can focus on different languages, and it works with Kit, which is a Shopify made app, launching your store. So they've just really made it so much easier for people to get in the App Store and navigate. And you know, if you just scroll through, it just looks a lot better. I didn't think the App Store before was terrible, but you know, they made some really cool improvements. So to kind of get started with the first app that I'm going to talk about, as you saw back on my apps page, I have Printful right now, so I'm going to start off with that. So print on demand apps, which is right under categories, and if you go to finding products and you go to print on demand, you'll basically come up with this page. And you know, there's more and more print on demand apps. I've started this, you know, maybe 2 years ago, kind of started researching the print on demand industry, and now you've got, you know, a whole page, you've got 2 pages, probably, you know, close to 50 different services. I've always stuck with Printful. I've used other services like Printify, I have used Guten, I've used Custom Cat. Printful has always been the best quality and what I would base my store off of for print on demand. Now that's going to be mainly for apparel brands. If you're going to do more of like accessories and not so much focused on apparel, Printify has a really large selection for just, you know, a lot of random products. I think they've got hundreds of different products that you can do print on demand for, like jewelry and just all sorts of stuff. So that might be an option for you, but for me, I'm focusing on apparel, and I'm gonna have my main products be, you know, t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, hats. I'm gonna go with Printful for that. I've always had good luck, and as you can see, 4.6 stars out of, you know, almost 1,800 reviews. Pretty good. It's the most popular print-on-demand app, and that's for a reason. So first, #1 app for getting product for print-on-demand is going to be Printful. So you would click through, just for a quick refresh for anybody who hasn't added an app, you would click add app to your store from the app page, and then seeing as I already did this, I'm not sure what's going to actually come up, so it's just going to bring me to my dashboard. But essentially you can add the app right from the App Store. It'll go right onto whatever you're logged into for your Shopify account, and you're good to go. And you can go back to your app's dashboard, and it'll be, you know, right in this main category where you saw my Printful app already kind of hanging out, so under installed apps, and then you can go back and download the rest of them. So now we'll move on to app number 2. Okay guys, so the second app that I would recommend you get before you launch is the Messenger channel. So not only does the Facebook Messenger channel allow you to sell your products through Facebook Messenger on your Facebook page, but it also allows you to put a message us button on your anywhere on your website, basically in the bottom right of your website, just so people can send you a message and you can kind of interact with live customers. So there's definitely apps where you can do like live chat, but I think to kind of do a launch, especially if you're not going to expect a lot of traffic right off the bat, the Messenger channel is a great way just to add the buyable features into your Messenger chat, and then also just be able to allow people to message you directly from the website. So they have a couple little screenshots just to kind of explain. So this is just a a mock-up of a Facebook page. So basically, if they chat with you, you can kind of set it up so that they can look at different collections, different products, and shop right on their Facebook page. And then the second little mock-up here is, this is an example of a website. You can see the message us button down in the bottom right. I don't think it's very customizable. I think there's a couple options that you have with it, but basically a customer can click that button. And I just realized my screen is probably blocking my head's probably blocking that, so let me move it over. So if you guys can see now, this is the website, and you have this button in the bottom right. So basically a customer can come to your site, see that, click it, and send you a quick message, and you'll be able to get it right up on your phone, or if you're online, and you can message customers that are messaging you right on your store, which is super awesome and allows you to engage in your customers in a really quick way without having to go down like the live chat with a Zendesk or something else like that. So definitely recommend getting this. Okay guys, so app number 3 is digital downloads, and it's created by Shopify. And I know that there are some better options as far as if you want to sell digital products on the platform. However, I'm trying to keep these apps with launching a first store in mind. So free or really low cost, and allowing you to scale from there. So this app is really great. A lot of people will kind of put digital downloads by the wayside. They don't really think about it, but maybe you're starting a motivational or fitness line, and you want to have workout programs or ebooks. Digital content is huge these days, so just knowing that you can create something and sell it, or just allowing customers to download digital downloads for free to give something away. This is a really great app. So as you can see, attach files to your products. You can get customers files instantly, and you can automatically send updates about files. So just gonna scroll down. They have some little screenshots here. They're actually really not that helpful, but just if you want to allow customers to get digital content, this is just a really easy way to implement on your store, completely free, integrates with Shopify great, and just adds another layer of what you can offer to your customers for a launch. Okay, app number 4 is going to be for your email marketing. So I would highly recommend that you're able to capture emails and store them in a safe place. So MailChimp has an app. So if you're not familiar, MailChimp is an email marketing service, and they also provide an app that integrates with Shopify really great, so that you can sync all of your customers and people who sign up for your email list directly to MailChimp's basically interface or their software. So I would download MailChimp, and then basically it just allows you to connect to your store immediately by having the app. And then if you go to MailChimp.com, they offer this free plan so you can get your business up and running. So for $0, you can have up to 2,000 subscribers. You can send 12,000 emails per month, and it's just a really great way to be able to start collecting emails, be able to send people abandoned cart emails or follow-up emails. You can really get through the first probably a couple months or so off the free plan, and then you can easily scale. I've always found MailChimp to be super easy to use for email marketing, and for the price you get a lot for what you pay for. I don't think there's any email marketing software that is as reliable for the price that you can get it for. So it's just nice to know that you can start collecting emails and you have the capability of everything about email marketing, but you don't have to pay for it right off the bat. So highly recommend that you sign up for the free account on MailChimp. You can scale as you go, and then you download the MailChimp's email marketing app on Shopify. So you can just go to categories, and I'm sure you can find, or you can just search for MailChimp. For people that have more experience with email marketing, or maybe a little bit more money, or you already have an email list maybe pre-populated and you don't need to use a free version, I would recommend going and looking up Klaviyo. I'll cover that kind of as I scale my business and maybe switch over, but if you go with MailChimp and you start collecting emails, you can always export those and then import them to a new provider. So you're not going to have to start over with a new email list if you choose MailChimp now and decide to switch. So this is what I would recommend for beginners and to get started for free. Okay guys, so next is going to be the marketing apps. It's like pop-ups and different kind of tactics that you can have on your store. So the first one out of 2 that I would recommend is Privy, or Privy, I don't know how you actually say it, but Privy, exit pop-ups and more. So there's a lot of things that kind of go in with this. as far as I know, to get started, all of them are free, and then you can kind of pay to remove maybe their logo, or if you just need to scale a little bit. But they definitely have free plans to start out with. So basically, what you can get, if you kind of scroll down, so you can get pop-ups, spin to win wheels, overlays, free shipping bars, banners and flyouts, different forms that you can embed. So one thing that I would definitely recommend is that you have a pop-up. If your some themes on Shopify, like the district theme that I use, already come with a pop-up pre-built into the theme, but if you do not, I would highly recommend that you have some kind of pop-up or offer that you can offer customers to be able to grab their email. Secondly, I would make sure that you have maybe an announcement bar, or like what this says right here, a free shipping and sign up bar, so that you can announce either free shipping or a deal that's going on right at the top of your website. Definitely huge if you're having an ongoing sale or you want to get a coupon code out there just to help convert people, especially when you launch. And then these spin to win wheels have been really popular lately. I've been seeing them on a lot of stores where somebody will have to enter their email, they can spin a wheel and then get like 20% off, and then you'll send it to their email, or some of them even pop up the code right on the screen. But basically giving incentive for people to give their email to win a little coupon. And then you're able to target people by kind of country and language and just different targeting metrics. And then let's see, plans for every business. So yeah, as you can see, there's an always free plan. And then one cool thing is that it integrates with MailChimp. So say you have a pop-up that's collecting emails, you can sync that directly to your MailChimp account really easily, and then anything that you collect through there will automatically be populated in your subscriber list. So that's one out of the 2 marketing apps that I would use. Another one, or another company that makes a lot of these, is called Beaconing. So they have 12 different apps that do a lot of what Privy does, but also some, excuse me, they also have a lot of unique ones as well. So they have like a sales pop. So a sales pop would be like if you see little notification pop up on the screen that says, John in Wyoming bought whatever product. So that's what that is. Depending on what kind of industry you're doing or what kind of products you're selling, this could or could not be beneficial to you. You don't want to come off as spammy and have too many pop-ups and notifications. They'll have a countdown cart, so if you have like a sale going on and you want to put like a 12-hour timer on there to kind of keep track and like get people to see that timer and have kind of a scarcity mindset where they need to act to buy. I've seen that kind of improve conversion rates. They have a Facebook chat, better coupon box, basically just a lot of things to kind of boost your marketing. So I would go through these 2 apps and kind of pick out some of the things to get started. I definitely recommend that you have a pop-up, that you have a free shipping bar, and then if you're gonna run like a launch sale or something like that, maybe a sales pop or a countdown cart. But one thing to keep in mind, if you're gonna use these like pop-up notification style apps, just after you've launched, do kind of a testing. So maybe run them for a week and take down your results, and then stop running them for a week and see if they're actually helping you. Because sometimes some stores might go off and be a little bit too spammy, and it might drive people away, and kind of you might lose some trust from the customer. So always test and make sure you're taking note of the results so that you can make sure you're making the most out of these apps and optimizing your store. Okay guys, so the next kind of group of apps that I would recommend that you download are revolving around the reviews. So as you know, with Amazon and any kind of e-commerce store now, people want social proof, and they want to see the opinions of other customers, and they want to see that somebody else has actually bought the product before. So it's going to be slow to get started for any kind of review on a new product or a launch of a store, but you want to be able to collect these and start documenting them for customers that follow. So the first one is the most basic of the reviews, and it's by Shopify, completely for free. And I think it's the most simple to get started, and I recommend that you at least have it on the store for your launch. You're not able to really target and send like a bunch of follow-up emails without doing too much side work, but it does give you a review section on products and allows you to collect them. But if you want to kind of take a bigger step and have something that's more standard across the industry and allows you to scale and kind of grow with your business and allows you to have more features, then the first app that I recommend you take a look at is called Yotpo. A lot of the biggest Shopify stores use use Yotpo, and the capabilities of it are endless. Like, there's just so much that you can do. You can get started for free, however, it's pretty limited to what you can do on the free plan, and they actually are pretty they're pretty secretive about the pricing that it costs to kind of scale up. So even if you go on their website, they kind of make you like schedule a demo, and I don't really like when businesses aren't transparent about the price that you have to pay to kind of use the services, because it's a lot of work to you know, install something and get it to work, only to find out that it's very expensive. I do know that with Yotpo, I've used it in the past. I don't remember the amount of orders we were able to process, but I do remember paying somewhere around $80 a month, and I didn't think that we got a lot out of it. I thought that was pretty expensive for an app that we weren't getting a ton of content from. However, I will go through some of the things that you can do, and I'll kind of give my recommendation moving forward. So you're able to kind of send follow-up emails to grab reviews. You can kind of incentivize people to leave reviews, and then you can have them send in pictures and photos of the product so that you can use them on social. You can attach them to the actual product pages so that people can see all of these reviews and the pictures that people have sent in. You're able to display them you know, in Google results. So if somebody searches for your product and they see it pop up in Google, you'll see like the star rating if somebody's left a review. So a lot of really cool integrations and just great things that you can do with it. However, they're not transparent about their pricing, which is kind of a downside. And then I know that it can get pricey. So in order to kind of do some of the things that you probably really want to do, I would expect to pay probably close to $80 to $100 a month before you can really get a lot out of the app. So maybe something for scaling your business down the road, but so this is the only thing that they kind of give you. So the growth plan starting at $29 a month, so you know that you're going to have to pay at least $29 a month to really get the features that you want to get out of. So one app that I'm going to probably look into, and I can report on this in another video, kind of a little case study or follow-up, I'm going to go with Stamped.io reviews. After doing a little bit of research, you know, they've actually have a higher ranking than Yotpo, surprisingly. On Shopify, they've got more reviews, and I think that this is going to be the one that I'm going to go with for my store. At least once I launch. Maybe I'll do this after I launch, and I'll start with the basic Shopify one to begin with. But I think Stamped will be the one that I end up going with and starting to pay for in the future. So, and one of the reasons why, it's a lot of the same capabilities. You know, I don't think there's anything that Yotpo does that Stamped's not going to be able to do. They have a free forever plan, but then I also really like they integrate with a lot more, actually, too. Looking at this, Google Shopping, all the social medias, a lot of the loyalty programs, Push Owl, which is actually something I'll talk about. So that's another thing that I didn't even realize until right now. But if you scroll down, they have their pricing, and it's really transparent, which is what I look for in an app, in a business. I want to know what I'm going to get and how much it's going to cost me. So for the free plan, you have up to 50 orders per month, history orders, import, social sharing, review, commenting, a pretty good amount. So you're able to get started for free. And then on the basic plan for $15 a month, which, you know, isn't too expensive. It's definitely getting, you know, pricey. You have to consider it, but you're able to get up to 200 orders per month. You're able to give incentive coupons, so you can kind of say, you know, leave a review and get 20% off, something like that. Checkout reviews, advanced email customizations, email sequences, display widgets. So as you can see, you go from light all the way up to business. So it looks like even their most expensive plan, up to 1,500 orders per month, is only $70 per month. So yeah, you get a lot. I think you get more for your money with Stamped. I will say that Yotpo, we did see good results in the business that I worked on that had Yotpo as an app, but for stores launching out, for stores just launching and trying to get kind of the most for your money, I don't think that Yotpo is the best option. So also, just a side note, if you do start with this product reviews by Shopify, the free one, just to get a few reviews and get off the ground, you can then import those first reviews into Yotpo or Stamped so that you don't lose reviews. So you can kind of switch platforms from product reviews by Shopify and then say move on to Stamped later. I can take any reviews that I had before and import them, and then I don't lose anything. I can just keep moving forward with all the reviews that I already had. So just something to take note. You don't have to decide on, you know, a premium or paid app right out of the gate. Okay guys, so the last app that I recommend that you get is revolving around push notifications. So there's a couple good push notification apps in the App Store, but Push Owl is the one that I would recommend. I've used them in the past. The customer support is really awesome. They have a free plan to get started. Very reasonable as far as price goes when it comes time to scale. They've got, you know, 1,300, almost 1,400 reviews. They're a 5-star app. You know, just basically looking at this page, I would recommend to download it because, you know, people are loving it, and push notifications are a thing of the future. So if you're not familiar with what push notifications are, basically when a customer comes to your store, it'll ask them, there'll be like a little pop-up. I think it only really works on maybe Safari and Chrome browsers. I'm not sure about Internet Explorer, but if the customer comes to your site, a little pop-up will ask if they will opt in for notifications. If they click OK, you're able to now target them. So you can send them an abandoned cart message. You can send them like a campaign, almost like an email. So if you wanted to run, say, a sale, like a 20% off sale, you could send that push notification to them. It might pop up on their computer or their browser on their phone. So it's a really great way to just be able to keep track of your customers and be able to get campaigns in front of them. So another really important thing to note is that getting push notification subscribers is a lot easier than getting email subscribers, because an email subscriber, you actually have to get a customer to give up that email and put it in, type it in, and then send it or click OK. You're asking a lot of a customer to do that. But with the push notification, it's just a pop-up that comes up. It's very easy for them to click OK, and then, you know, you have that customer, you have them kind of targeted, and you're able to reach them again, which is really huge. So if you were going to focus on email marketing or push notifications, one of the two to get started on launch day, I highly recommend push notifications because it's a lower barrier entry to be able to get subscribers onto your subscriber list. You're not able to send them emails, obviously, just for people that don't understand the technology right out of the gate, but you're able to reach them with push notifications right on their screen, you know, whether it be a web browser or a phone browser. As far as I know, it still does not work for iPhones because iPhones just don't get push notifications. It's just part of the iPhone software design, I guess. But if we go through here, you can probably see an example of one. And just to note the iPhone thing, not only Push Owl can't send push notifications to iPhones, but no service can. So it's not like you're missing out by going with Push Owl. So this is just a quick example out of their screenshot. So this phone is an example of what might pop up on somebody's device if they opt in from their mobile device, and then behind that maybe a tablet or a computer, an example of something that might come up on their computer. So a really great way to target customers. And the biggest feature that I saw this work for was for abandoned cart. So without having to get somebody's email and if they abandon your cart, there's no way to retarget them, maybe through a Facebook pixel with a Facebook ad. But with this, if they've opted into push notifications, you can actually target them later on, say an hour after they abandon their cart, and you can say, oh, you forgot something. You can offer them a discount, like come back and check out and save 20%. So really great way to recover those abandoned carts, because especially when you launch, you want to be able to make the most out of all of the traffic that's coming to your store. It's going to be tough to get going right out of the gate. So every customer is really important. So you want to be able to target them and make sure that you can convert as many of them as possible. So push notifications is a must when launching, and Push Owl is by far my favorite push notification app that I've used. And last but not least, guys, I just wanted to touch, these are just some of the first apps and kind of areas that I would target when you launch. There's definitely more apps and programs that you can kind of launch as you go, but I wouldn't recommend getting them right out of the gate. So for example, one would be a loyalty program for customers. I don't recommend that you kind of get entangled in a loyalty program from the start, because it's just I think it's just too much for a launch day. So loyalty is something that I would do later on. Second would be an affiliate program. I'm probably not going to launch an affiliate program immediately out of the on the launch day. So if there's a lot of affiliate apps that you can integrate with your store, really awesome. That can be something for a later video and something I'm going to do later on. Upsell and cross-sell. So I probably wouldn't have an upsell or cross-sell or bundling app from the start either, because unless you have something like you're selling shoes and socks, then that's like an obvious upsell or cross-sell where you want to add a pair of socks to a pair of shoes. But if you're just going to be selling kind of t-shirts and hoodies, I don't think that it really makes sense to have that from the start. So I would not probably add that confusion to the mix right away. And then something like a plugin for SEO. So there's a lot of different apps for image optimizing and SEO help. I wouldn't probably get entangled in that either right out of the gate. There's probably a group of like 5 or 6 apps that I can do a video on later, that once the store is launched and I have an idea of where I'm getting my traffic from and how I'm going to scale, then I can put those other apps and programs into place. So I'll definitely cover that in another video. I would just make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself, especially if you're new to Shopify and new to e-commerce. You don't want to have too many apps. That's going to confuse you and your customers and kind of slow your store down if you don't know what you're doing. So keep it simple. Just make sure that you're able to get the basics of what people expect from a store. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully these apps will help you get started and you can follow along as I launch my Shopify store. These are just the core ones that you should definitely have on your store just to get going. I'll cover as I scale my business of which ones I kind of upgrade to and give you updates on the apps as we go along. If you got any value out of this, please drop a like, drop a subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.